So now that I've created this amazing application that has a task list, I'm going to tap into something we've already used before, and that is I'm going to use an Axios call to get some data from outside of my application, an API, and I'm going to use it to fill my task list. In other words, I am coming to this site called JSON Placeholder, and this is just set up for developers to make some fictitious API calls for development, just to practice some things. And in fact, if we scroll down here enough, jsonplaceholder.typecode.com, let me spread that out so you can see it. There you go. So if we look down further enough, and we can see that there is, in fact, an option called to-dos that's going to provide us with 200 to-dos. And so if I click on that, I can see that this is the information I'm going to get returned, which is very much like what I've already set up. So we have an ID, we have a title, and we have completed, which was where I was headed when I started this example. So the idea then is we're going to fill tasks with this data rather than the array that we hard-coded into our application. And so let's do that. All right, so the first thing we need to do is let me close this out so I can start from scratch. All right, so I have a terminal that's open that's running my serve, my local host. I can create this plus sign to create a new terminal. I need to make sure I go into the right directory, so I'm pretty sure I'm not in the right directory for some reason. So now I will get into the right directory. And now the first thing we need to do is install Axios into our project. And so to do that, we do npm install Axios. And this is going to take a little while, so I'm going to put this on pause, and I will be back when it's done. All right, so now that it's finished, I'm back. The next thing we need to do then is import Axios into our project. So very similarly to what we've already done. I guess I didn't really set this up. I'm in the app view, so I'm in the view instance. And just like we've done before, in this main root instance, I'm going to tap into the mounted lifecycle, and I'm going to get my Axios call and then assign tasks, whatever gets returned from the Axios call. So I'm in the app.view, and now I'm going to import Axios from Axios. Now this time I didn't have to qualify the path. The reason being is if we don't qualify the path, then Vue is going to look in the node modules. And if you look in node modules, I'm pretty sure, along with all this other stuff, there is going to be a folder called Axios. There it is. So that's where Vue is going to look to import this Axios package. So now that we've imported Axios, we need to do something with it. So I'm going to come into my little object here that I've been creating, and I'm going to tap into the mounted life cycle. And in the mounted, we're going to just do like we've done before, axios.get. I need to paste in that URL. So control copy, control paste. And then that's a promise. So in order to receive the promise, I can use the dot then. And remember that I'm going to put in, this is your variable. It can be whatever you want it to be. I'm just going to put RES for response so I don't have to fat finger the word response so many times. And so then what we're going to do is we're going to assign tasks, which all I have to get at is this.tasks. So I'm going to overwrite basically the variable that we've already created with the response that we get back. So is equal to response and .data. And so assuming that that all went correctly, we should in fact have all of the new data. You can see that some things are already set to false apparently. And so if I click on something, everything should just flow the way it did. The only difference now is that I'm getting in the information from an Axios API call.